Aloha and welcome to 6.5, our video review of cancer. Alright, our goals for the video today are we're going to simply define what cancer is and then we're going to look at some of the causes of cancer. So let's define cancer. Cancer by definition is a physical condition in which a cell grows without control and it divides too much. So it's basically a cell that gets stuck in this let's grow, divide, grow, divide, grow, divide, grow, divide, grow, divide. And it forms these things called a tumor inside of us. We have two different kinds of cancers that we like to talk about. We like to talk about benign cancers, which are kind of isolated. They stay in the same place. They're relatively easy to deal with. And then there's the malignant, and that's where it starts to spread to different parts of the body. That process of spreading we call metastasis. Okay, so cancer is by definition just a cell that doesn't know when to stop growing. Okay, let's look at some quick causes of cancer. Cancer is caused when the cell cycle is broken. It just continuously reproduces. There's a genetic component to cancer. Some people are going to be more susceptible to cancer than others. The carcinogens or cancer-causing agents, they don't affect everybody the same way, and that's why we believe there's hereditary or this genetic component to cancer. Some of the carcinogens or causes that we like to talk about are things like things in the environment. We can get into those. Some of the common ones would be like tobacco smoke, asbestos, radiation. Those types of things are going to be there. It's not really truly the tobacco smoke, but it's sometimes the other things that are in the cigarettes and things of that nature. Anytime you breathe in anything into the lung, it can damage the lung cells, and that's where lung cancer comes from. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Asbestos, we used to use it in building. It made a really good insulator and things of that nature, but the fibers are so small they breathed into the lungs and they did the same type of thing. So they can damage a cell. The cell will try to repair itself, and then they get stuck in this growing phase. Cancer doesn't have one cause, as we like to talk about it. There's a whole bunch of different things out there that can cause it. And because of that, it's so diverse, it's not one cure. So when you talk about that miracle cure for cancer, it's like a cure for sick, okay? There's a lot of different types. So we kind of got to keep that in mind. Okay, finally, I wanted to end with a little quick talk on skin cancer. It's one of the most common forms. What happens is when you're out in the sunlight, the ultraviolet light, the UV rays, they get through, and they're filtered out by the atmosphere, by the ozone layer, but some still get through, and as they get through, that radiation will hit to your skin, and it'll cause some of your skin cells to mutate, and they'll get stuck in this growth phase again. And that's what skin cancer basically comes down to. In large doses, it can damage a person's DNA in the skin cells, and that's what causes it. Small doses, it's not so bad, but that's why we wear sunscreen to kind of block out the rest of this UV radiation that's coming down and hitting us. So it's something to keep in mind, especially here where it's sunny an awful lot. You have to kind of take care of things like that. And that's basically our quick review of cancer. We're not trying to be oncologists or cancer scientists after this. We just wanted you to get a kind of an idea of how cancer is a break in the cell cycle. So it causes it, just like I said, to grow and reproduce and form those tumors. All right, thanks for listening, and I hope this helps.